when it comes to this weekend, like I said, that was a weak card. That was some weak pickup right there of a title. It happens in boxing sometimes, but Haney's got a lot of competition out there that could be great. I know he's left 135, and this, oh, I'm so much stronger, and this and that. Pimp, it's 5 pounds, Pimp. Please don't be making a big deal about 5 pounds. Okay, that water rate. Oh, I was able to take more off days. Like, yeah, bro. Okay, you were chilling. Okay, that was easy work. Okay, like, calm down. You can't lose 5 pounds. Like, you can lose 5 pounds for water weight. You can lose 5 pounds in one day, man. We're boxers. We've done it. UFC fighters, boxers, wrestlers, they all know you can lose 5 pounds in a day. So 135, 140, it's whatever. Can't ever call Devin Haney stronger. He's going to be stronger. Like, no, speed kills. He had a very good performance with his speed. But it was, it was just boxing at its finest. And I feel sorry for Pro Grace, but, there's just a part of me that's got to do it, man. If you can't cut off the ring, okay, if you got flat feet, okay, Canelo's got flat feet, but Canelo can, he can work the ring, okay, through his experience. So if you got flat feet and you can't cut off the ring and you can't just be in the ring with somebody who can box and has a real boxing IQ, then you're not called a flat-footed fighter no more. That's called rigoroo feet, okay? If you can't catch a man who's boxing and turning and working angles, then you got worse than duck feet. You got rigoroo feet, boy, because that footwork was just nowhere, man. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't move forward. He couldn't move. He just didn't know what to do, man. Everything was unanswered for, and it was just not a good performance and just not a good showing. There was no action. There was no tug and war. Yeah, it just is what it is. It was an easy fight for Haney. He needs to be in there with higher caliber fighters. I mean, there's a list. There's a big old list of fighters that's got a lot more skills and talent that could put up a greater fight when it comes to the effort and just skill wise. I mean, Rolly, for instance, would have been way more deadly and dangerous. I mean, he's a wild one too. He's rough. He's not like fine-tuned, polished, perfect boxing. Like, he's a rough and a tough one. But he gave Tank a heck of a fight, and I just think he's a bigger threat. You know, from what he's running away from at 135, the talent in that division. You still got a fighter, big names like a Ryan Garcia, something that might make a good fight at 140. Yeah, but he was able to pack the house, but I think that just shows the desperation of the city of seeing a fight, baby. They don't get boxing like that, and boxing is hot. Jake Paul is packing arenas all around America, and that's not real boxing either, man. People are fight fans. People want to come out on a Saturday night and they want to do something with their time and their money and get a little bit of entertainment. And some people really like the fight life. So, I think it was great for the city of Oakland. I think there was a lot of positive things done, but it was nowhere near. I was done watching it after several rounds. I could have done anything. I was just playing with my daughter.
But obviously, a fight with you and him plays out differently. You have the IQ. You know how to cut the ring off, right?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's in there with a no IQ fighter. Just a completely different caliber. I know he invited me to the fight to watch, and I'm very glad I didn't fly out there and waste my dang time. But he's just not entertaining, man. I don't really think they need to be jumping up weight divisions. Maybe that's just something they want on the history books, something that his daddy's telling him to do. I think there's a lot of work. I think there's a lot of easy money for him to clean up at 140. But, yeah, my hands would get on that boy, I think a lot of different fighters would be able to just put up more of a fight. I love his skills, I love his boxing tactics. As a boxer, like I said, as a spectator, it's boring. I don't like watching none of that. I think it's a waste of time, but because I'm a world-class fighter, I can acknowledge the world-class talent, the ring IQ, the angles, the speed that he brings into the ring. But when you're watching it, man, Devin Haney is less entertaining than a Floyd Mayweather fight. And he's got less dog. At least Floyd had tremendous speed, and he had the capacity to set it up. And once he knew he could set you up with a feint or two, or boom, 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 he'd pop you with that overhand right all night. He'd catch you with the check hook. He'd do a little bit of body work. Floyd I just think Floyd had more dog, more action. He would land good shots, and Haney's just not a risk taker, man. He's it's almost like a combination of a little bit of Floyd when it comes to speed and movement, but then after that, it's like Bivol. If you remember what Bivol did to Canelo, he was very cookie cutter. He wasn't taking chances. He's like, I'm just gonna win. I'm gonna get these rounds. You're not winning, and it's over. Another thing too, the buildup of that fight. It was basically the trainers talking trash. I always think that's weak. When fighters don't build up their own fights, I always think that's a little weak. But that's all I really got to say about that, man. Very
Keith,
very uninteresting.
It sounds like you don't want to entertain it because you're giving mixed signals.
Weak,
like
bro.
You would
it's
put
weak.
on. It says you say you would put hands on them, but then you also sound like you won't entertain the offer. So, would you entertain an offer?
Look. After the fight, he said they got to look at their options, do this and that. Man, he got too many options, man. Ain't nobody interested in that kid. That's the problem. I'm not interested. It's whack. The way he boxes is weak. The way they promote is weak. Got to deal with another daddy's boy. Can't deal with no grown ass men. It don't feel. Obviously, I'm not excited off rip. You know what I'm saying? If something else would have happened, if it would have looked a little different, maybe if he even fought with more dog in him, maybe it would have got a little bit more respect out of me. But, that was easy work. And so, it's just, you could have done more. If it's that easy, you should have beat his ass. You don't even hit hard, and they was thinking about stopping the fight. Okay, the trainers didn't even like that shutout, man. So it's interesting. Like I said, man, I don't know who really wants to fight somebody like him. I think there are good fights out there. I think there are good names out there for him. I like the Division 147. I think there's a few fights that could be made next year that'll be big. There'll probably be I don't know if I'll get a chance to ever see Crawford or anything like of that level, but Ennis is finally elevated to some level of status, and it's weird, man. I've been doing this my whole life, so I'm not really satisfied where boxing's at when it comes to the division of breaking out super champion titles and regular champion titles, man. I think it's a little whack, but we just need to get some action. I think 2024 will bring some decent action into the welterweight division. A lot of these young names want to make a name for themselves through fighting Keith Thurman, and so Devin Haney is no different, man. They want names on the resume. They want respectable checks. And they probably want to do something bigger and better than what they just did. And Thurman can do that. We can easily do that, it won't be one-sided like that. So, but you keep moving up in weight classes and fighting the best, man. Just like Canelo, you're gonna get got. So they gotta be careful, and that's why they know. We gotta go look at the drawing board and XYZ. Let them take their time. Let them enjoy their.
All right, say it plugs it in. Perfect. We'll start the car. I need a tap to begin the scan. Now, my $2,000 scan tool said it was a...
Their victory. And let's just see how eager they are to get back into the ring, and then who? I mean, I heard they got their eyes set on a few people at 147.
So as you heard, I had to play that through. I just wanted y'all to hear that, man. So that was Keith Thurman on the Boxing Voice. He called in. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. I go sub up to the Boxing Voice. So Keith Thurman, man, he gets on the Boxing Voice, and they asking him what's going on with the Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney wants to move up, and he wants to fight you at welterweight. He started getting into all this other stuff about how the fight between Regis and Haney, he wasn't impressed because Regis was easy work, and Regis has a low IQ, and they need to understand what they want, and you better be careful what you ask for. And then on the other note, he kept saying, he went on to say, if they want it, they can get it. And I'm like, he was like all over the fucking place. And he was discrediting Devin Haney, pretty much saying, the kid, he ain't really got that much power. He's not exciting to watch and all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, listen, man. What kind of fighter are you going to fight, Thurman? Keith, who are you going to fight, bro? Who's this guy going to fight, man? First he say Devin Haney is not exciting. Then he talked all that shit to Boots, like he wanted to fight Boots. Nothing ever happened. Then he talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. Nothing ever happened. Then he said Errol Spence didn't want to fight. Recently, you didn't want to fight. Didn't want to fight him and those. Bro, you had every opportunity to fight Errol Spence when he called you out when you had the belts, but you didn't want to fight Errol Spence, bro. What is it with this dude, Keith Thurman, man? I feel like this. If you ain't gonna fight, bro, what type of fighter is this dude looking for? He's not excited, but you just fought Barrios, bro. Barrios ain't really excited. He's a cookie cutter robotic fighter, man. Ain't no special effects about Barrios, man. Devin Haney, way more skilled, way more exciting to watch than the Mario Barrios. Are you afraid of the young bull Devin Haney? I mean, then he talked about, he cutting water weight is nothing, and it's only 5 pounds, and he ain't gonna be any stronger if he move. He's definitely stronger at 140. We saw that Saturday night, in my opinion. Man, listen, man. I don't even know what's going on with Keith Thurman, if he's ever even going to fight again, bro. Because he just, right now, he's pretty much under the table boxing commentator. That's what I kind of look at him as, man, because he's not doing anything. He fought Barrios, what was that, 2021? We going on 2020, what year we going into? 2024, bro. And he ain't fought nobody, bro. He ain't fought nobody. So, like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that to the young bull. Like, stop trying to take away from his win. Regis ain't nobody. Then he tried to use that same shit that Coach Calvin Ford did, talking about Rolly is better than Regis. Rolly would have been a harder fight. How? No, he wouldn't have. Rolly don't move his fucking head. Rolly would have probably got in if Devin was really thumping like that, which I think he will be as he grows into the division. If he was thumping like that, he would have knocked Rolly out. Regis was moving his head. That's what was saving Regis from really getting flushed, slept. Was Devin didn't, Devin kind of didn't put his foot on the gas, and because Regis was moving his head. Rolly is gonna come forward, no real defense, not gonna move his head, and he gonna get rocked. It's gonna be similar to what Tank did to him. So what do you mean, Rolly ain't got no real footwork, dude? Now where's all of this Regis hate coming from? Why is it? I never heard none of this before. When Regis was fighting all these other guys, nobody was disrespecting Regis, and all of a sudden, Regis lose to Dev. Now all of a sudden, Regis is nobody. He's washed up. He's a has-been. Bro, he was a fucking champion. He had the belt. He had a WBC belt, and he won it convincingly. He wasn't gifted his belt. He won that belt. There was no mistakes about it that he won that fight, bro. So Keith Thurman is talking a double tongue, man. He's like, oh, the whole interview, like he's mixed signals. He's saying Thurman, he's saying Devin, he's nothing, he's easy work. And then he say he'll welcome the fight. Then he say he's not interested. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Y'all heard it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about Keith one-time Thurman pretty much shutting down any ideas of a Devin Haney fight at welterweight. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all later on the next one.